Okay, hi everyone. This is Module 1, class exercise number 1, instructional recording. So go ahead and download the Module 1, class exercise number 1 from Module 1. You'll see here, and I just want to get everyone started off. You'll see some of the terminologies here also. For example, a database, it's a storage mechanism to store tables. It's very primitive, but at the same time, it's very, very important in a real environment. So meaning in a company role. DBMS, pretty much database management systems is the actual software like Oracle, Access, SQL Server. There's so many different types of relational database management systems also. Okay. You see, I forgot to turn my camera off, right? Okay, so here, and also you see the normalization process. And normalization, pretty much what that means is that you want to get rid of any kind of redundancies or data duplications. You want to make sure that the data is consistent, and if it's inconsistent, you want to definitely normalize the tables. Fields, basically, I'll talk about that later on. And columns and fields, records, sometimes they call them tuples. And also the ERD, the entity relationship diagram, pretty much gives us a visual diagram based on table relations. And an entity is basically any person, place, or thing. And here's our different types of relationships here. The most popular one is one-to-many, meaning, for example, one instructor can teach many classes. And we have a one-to-one relationship. A classroom can be only one classroom can be assigned only one division. Okay, and many classes can be assigned. Many classes can be assigned to many students. Okay, so and then we have some constraints: primary key, foreign key, and so forth. Okay, and I'll talk about these as we go along. And this is how we start off. Okay, so pretty much you want to click on Start, and then go to the Oracle Express Edition. You'll see the right here. Yeah, go to the database homepage. It's going to open up a web browser and type in your password. Okay, this is where you want to start off, and then click on that little SQL, and then click on SQL commands. And I'm going to set this to about 1,000. Okay, and you want to make sure this is auto commit, meaning it's going to save it automatically. And I want to show you a different way later on, but this is the first way. Okay, meaning that in Oracle, first way you can actually enter SQL commands. And SQL stands for Structured Query Language. So you want to extract the information. And for Oracle, it's a huge company. So, for example, they own Java. If you go to oracle.com, there's plenty of resources out here. Okay, so this is the actual company that makes Oracle. Okay, so there's a part, I think it might be under developers, where you can download a lot of stuff, free stuff too. Okay, but you can search around. Okay, there's a lot of free stuff on this software. Okay, all right, so let's go back. So if you look at the class exercise 1 here, we already did this stuff here. We're going to create our first table in Oracle, and let's do this together. So I'm going to just do that there. Okay. Okay. So it starts with the create command. The name of the table is called employees, and you notice that in this document here we have number sequences here. I'll show you what that is later on, but this one doesn't have it. So that's the column name. Okay, so column name or the field name. Okay, so that's going to be based on our table called employees. Integer is a data type. Not null means not empty. So basically, this EMP ID cannot be empty. Okay, so when you enter data. All right, so notice that we put a comma here. So what that means is I want to ensure that I go to the next row. Next column, not row, column, sorry. Okay, we have bar chart 2. 20 is the length. I think 2000 is the max. So varchar, the difference between varchar and integer is varchar is for characters only. So we're gonna do the same thing here. And so as you can see, we're building a table here. Okay, there we go. And then we got the address. Oh, by the way, you can click, it kind of helps you too. You can click on tab key too. Let me see what it says here. Oh, it wants spaces, but that's okay. Let's see. All right. All right. So address 1. Okay, so this is going to be a varchar. Tab it out. Kind of helps you. This one put no, meaning I can skip address 1. So you're able to skip address 1 if you wanted to. Okay. City. Because not everyone lives in a suite or apartment. You know, they might have address 1 for that particular reason. Okay. State. State can put 2 characters. Tab it up. There we go. And here's our constraint. Constraint is like a primary key, foreign key. No is a constraint. And what a constraint does is pretty much it fires a validation if it's broken. Okay, so the name of the constraint, you can name it anything you want, except it can't start with the number value. The actual constraint. Primary key means you don't have to have a phone here. The primary key means I want to make sure the emp ID does not get duplicated. Now, if I go back up here, where was it here? Normalization. What's the pass to here? Yeah, here it. Process of reducing redundancy. Okay, so we want to make sure we don't have any redundancies. All right, now, if you click on the run button, it should say table created. Now, I'm going to skip down here to the second command. And if you type in, it's not case sensitive, by the way. So here, I type in describe, and boys, now I have to highlight this because I have my first command on the top. So I'm going to run it, and that's going to pretty much show you what you created. It's going to show the architect or the description of your columns, your tables, and so forth. Okay, so if you look at this here, you see that number 1 here, indicating I have a primary key there. Okay. All right, now if you want to select everything from it, so I mean, we're not going to see anything because we don't have any rows. You do have to highlight that again, okay, like this here. I'm going to run it. Get no data found. Okay, so the star means I want to select all the employees. I'm sorry, I want to select all the columns from the employees table. Okay, so here, star means to select all columns from all rows, all columns and rows from the table. Okay, it's also called a wildcard. All right, so here I'm going to go to the next one, and I'm going to write this insert. So we're going to insert something into the table now, and values 1. So here I'm going to first do this here, so I know exactly what I have run. Okay, I'm going to describe it. All right, emp ID doesn't need, since it's a number data type, I don't need any kind of single quotations there. So here you notice that I put that 1 is going to be pointing to emp ID. Last name, I'm going to put my name here, separated by comma. There we go, separated by comma. Okay, now you'll notice that I can skip the address 1, because remember the address 1, we had it as a null. So I'm going to skip that one now, the address 1 here. So I'm going to go to city. Oops, which is, there we go. Let's see what happens there now. And then state. And then I'm just gonna say zip code. I think I put zip code as, oh, I didn't put the zip code. I forgot the zip code. That's okay. Okay. There we go. So it's gonna look something like this here. Okay. All right, now if I point to this, let's see what it says. Oh, okay, this is just my, I think it's misspelled. I'm gonna highlight this, and then I'm gonna run it again. It says not enough values. What that means is, let me highlight these 5 employees again. You'll notice that we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 columns, but we only have 6 values because we skipped the address 1 here. So what we have to do is we have to specify the values. So if I say emp ID, last name, first name, address, skip address 1, city, state. There you go. Now my columns equals my values. Okay. So if I run this again, when I was inserted, I'm going to highlight the select star from employees. And here we have, as you can see, we don't have anything at address 1 because we're allowed to skip address 1. Because remember, we put the null value on the top here. So remember here we put null means empty. So not null means not empty. It cannot be empty. All right. So now here I put apartment 1A. So I'm just going to copy this. Now I don't have to put my specifying columns here. I want to delete that part. I'm going to say 1 again. And I'm just going to type in Joe. Jane, 53 Street. And let's say she lives in an apartment 1. Let's say she lives in San Jose. I'm going to highlight this again. It says violated. Unique constraint, which is the primary key in our case, was violated. So I can't have duplication here. I'm going to have to change that 1 to 2. Run that again. Okay. And I'm going to go to the top here. Run the select star. And you notice that here, I can actually, for the address 1, I can enter information or I can skip it. Okay, so that's what the null describes pretty much. Okay. All right, so it says you want to print screen your first print screen here. So this will be the first print screen. Okay, and you could do something like this here. Let me just move this over. Okay, what I like to do is click on insert screenshot and then screen clipping. And then come over here. And then I'm just going to, all I need is the results. I think I see the results. Oh, your script too. So your script can go down here. And you can actually just move this down like this here, if you want to. Okay, there we go. Screen clipping. There we go. And all I need is a script also. Something like this here. Okay, something like that. Okay. Okay, so it's always, as you can see, it says after running the select star from employees, print screen your script and results below here. So this is my result. This is my script right there. Okay. All right, so we already did this part. It could be to somebody else. We didn't say Lisa Smith. We said Jane Doe. Move this back up here. There we go. Okay, I'll go back. All right. Now, yeah, so if you look at this one, alter table, so what we could do if I forget a column, Okay, so let's say I want to add a column called zip code. So here we can use the alter, add, and then integer. And make sure you highlight it, run, if you say table alter. Okay, so now if I run the select star form employees again, run that, you should see at the end the zip code. Okay. Okay, let me go back down here. Okay. Now, if you look at the update table, now we want to enter something into that table. Update employees. Zip code equals, and I'm just going to put 1, 2, 3. No, let's just say 1, 1. Now here I'll have to say where, because we got 2 employees now. Okay, so we got 2 employees. So I know the emp ID is unique, so I can count on that. Equals, let's say 1. And if I run that one, and then you notice that the set command, it means which column do you want to update? So I want to update the zip code. If I go back up here, run the select R, and you notice that here we have 1, 1, 1, 1. Okay. And on number 3, I'll have you guys do that. So pretty much you want to put 2, 2, 2, 2 right here, right there. And why should you not use the last name, first name, address, city, state columns when updating? Please write your short response, just like a little short response there. Okay. All right. Now here's redundant data. So remember we put 2 because we already have a 2. So remember here, we already have a 2 here. So remember that's going to violate the primary key. So when we do that, we'll get a violation of the primary key. Here's how we can delete data. So in this case, we're deleting emp ID equals 1. So here, I'm going to say delete from employees where emp ID was 1. So that's going to delete that myself in this case. And I'm going to run the select star from employees, run that again. So as you can see, we have 2. We only 1 row. Okay, and then you're gonna run that, and then you're gonna print screen that right here also. So meaning that this part here. So it says print screen your script below. You don't have, so the only thing I need is that this script here and also the results. Yeah. There we go. And you can do it this way if you want, like that. Okay. All right, specifying columns. So you see here, we didn't use the wildcard. So you see right here, we use the wildcard. So that means I'm going to select all the columns in this table. I mean, we only have, how many columns we have? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 columns. Now, if you look at this here, we're only specifying 1, 2, 3, 4 columns from the employees table. You can specify columns. Okay, so write this command and then print screen the script with the results. Okay, so script meaning the script that you just wrote. So right here, okay, only that part. Concatenation, we're pretty much binding. So if you write this script, it's going to concat the last name and the first name with spaces in between. Okay, so or you could write it like this here. Okay. So meaning the word concat to bind these two columns together. Okay. Yeah, I mean, you can bind as many as you want, definitely. Okay, using alias names right here, full name is the alias name. So meaning that the full name is only a temporary column name. So it's not permanent. So this might be useful in a report. Okay, so if I say select last name, first name, and so forth. So if I say select last name, and if you look at this here, we're using that. And I can use the comma here too if I want. And then first name. And if you look at here, it says as alias name. As full name. Let's put it like this here. As full name from employees. Okay. Now, let's see how it looks like. So if I run this, this is full name, Dojane, separated by comma. And the great thing is, let's just pretend we have a lot of data. I can click on the CSV export, and it's going to export that data for us. Let me see how that looks like. And as you can see, you can share this data among different individuals. And the sharing data is very important. Okay. All right. And I don't think that has a print screen there. Okay, so, and then if you can submit this document, to exercise 1, module 1. Okay. All right. And watch out for the other videos. Okay. So I'll have videos on all the class exercises, but not the homework assignments. Okay, homework assignments, I will have everyone tackle that. But for the class exercises, I'll have instructional videos just like this one. Okay. All right. So next week we're going to definitely, go on to some advanced stuff. And if you have any questions, always feel free in reaching out. All right. Have a nice day.